Think your TV remote is dead? You might be shocked to learn all it needs is a quick cleaning trick and a can of WD-40. Now, we've all been there. You sit down to watch your favorite show, point the remote at the TV, press the button, and nothing happens. You swap out the batteries, but the problem's still there. Most folks would just toss the remote in the trash and buy a new one. But today I'm going to show you a simple fix that costs almost nothing and only takes a few minutes. With just a screwdriver, a couple of cotton swabs, and WD-40, we'll bring this dead remote back to life. Stick around until the end because you'll see it working again like the day you first bought it. I always love seeing where folks are watching from. Drop your city or state down in the comments. I'd be curious to know. First things first, we need to open up this remote. Most remotes snap together tightly, but with a small screwdriver you can gently pry it apart. Work your way around the edges until the two halves separate. Don't force it, steady pressure will do the trick. Once it's open, you'll see three main parts. The first is the outer plastic shell, that's just the case holding everything together. The second is the rubber keypad, the part with all the buttons you press. Underneath that sits the heart of the remote, the electronic circuit board. This thin green board is where all the signals are sent from. Take a close look at the board and keypad. Over time, dust, skin oils, and even spilled drinks can sneak inside. That grime builds up on the contact points, and eventually the buttons stop working even though the batteries are fine. By carefully taking it apart, we're setting ourselves up for a deep clean that WD-40 will handle beautifully. Remember, this is delicate work, so keep track of all the little pieces and screws. In just a few minutes, you'll see how a simple cleaning can give this dead remote a second chance. Stick with me because in just a couple minutes, you'll see whether this remote powers the TV again. Now that the remote is open, it's time to give every part a good cleaning. Start with the circuit board. This is the most important piece. Take a cotton swab spray, just a little WD-40 onto it, and gently wipe the board. Don't soak it. Just a light touch is enough to break down the dirt and restore the contact points. Next, move on to the rubber keypad. Over the years, grime builds up on the back of each button where it touches the board. A soft paintbrush or another cotton swab with a drop of WD-40 works wonders here. Clean each button carefully so it can press and register like new. Take your time with this step. The more thorough you are, the better your remote will respond. By the end, everything should look clean, dry, and ready to be reassembled. This little bit of effort now is what brings the remote back to life. With all the pieces cleaned, it's time to put the remote back together. Start by placing the circuit board carefully back into the bottom half of the plastic shell. Make sure it's seated flat and aligned with the screw posts. It should look just like it did before you took it apart. Next, lay the rubber keypad over the board. Double check that each button sits neatly in its place. If even one is crooked, the remote may not work properly, so take a moment to line them up. Now snap the top half of the case back on. If your remote had screws, put them back in snugly, but don't over-tighten. You don't want to crack the plastic. If it just clicks together, press firmly around the edges until you hear it snap into place. Once the housing is closed, pop the batteries back in. This is the moment of truth. Point the remote at the TV and give it a try. If the buttons respond quickly and the TV powers on, you've just saved yourself the cost of a new remote. A few minutes of cleaning and careful reassembly is often all it takes to bring these little gadgets back to life. And there we have it, our remote is back in one piece. If this trick helped you, do me a favor. Hit that like button, share this video with a friend who might be dealing with the same issue. Let's test it out. I'll point it at the TV, press the power button, and look at that. The screen comes to life instantly. And don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss more clever DIY tips and repair hacks. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next project.